All right, everyone. So I'm here on board of Global Samud Flotilla with Greta Thunberg, and today I would like her to explain to us what's the connection between environmental issues, because she first appeared to the world as an environmental activist, and the Palestinian cause, the Palestinian struggle, and the genocide of Palestinian people in Gaza.
Honestly, I don't see any distinction between them. I haven't shifted focus in my activism. I started my activism in line with the same principles that I'm guided by now, which is principles of justice, freedom, equality, human as well as planetary well-being, because we know that wars on nature is a war on humans, and vice versa. We cannot have any social justice or climate justice without Palestinian liberation. We know that. It will be a very clear case of environmental racism if we only care about the climate crisis for our the futures of our white children, while we ignore the immense suffering that people are being subjected to today. So there can be no climate justice or environmental justice without a free Palestine.
Thank you so much, Greta. Let's break the siege.
I have never been so angry as I am today. Everything Trump does is just wishful thinking. He will never win the Nobel Peace Prize. Just now, in an interview, he said that no one in history has been able to resolve 8 wars in 9 months like he did. This is utterly absurd. Everyone knows this liar is talking nonsense, and countless people have lost everything because of him. What's even more ridiculous is that Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu even posted a picture of Trump winning the award. They are simply birds of a feather, caring nothing about the suffering people for their own interest. They deserve to be locked up in prison together. In my opinion, all those so-called achievements he flaunts are nothing but a self-directed scam. The only reason he does this is just his jealousy of Obama's Nobel Peace Prize. It is this absurd reason that has brought disasters to countless people. This award is meant for brave people who protect the weak and dare to stand up against injustice, not for autocrats who will do anything to achieve their goals. No matter what despicable means Trump uses to create an image of himself as a great man, he is not worthy of the Nobel Peace Prize.
Donald Trump has just taken another swipe at Greta Thunberg, but this time, Greta didn't remain silent. She responded brilliantly. Recently, Swedish climate activist Greta Thunberg joined a humanitarian flotilla heading towards Gaza to deliver aid. However, Israeli authorities detained and deported her along with other activists. After the news emerged, former U.S. President Donald Trump mocked her online, calling her so angry and so crazy, even suggesting she should see a doctor. But Greta, known for her calm and confident retorts, didn't hold back. She replied sarcastically, "Thank you for your concern, Mr. Trump. Perhaps you should also seek some help managing your own anger." That one line went viral. Social media users flooded the internet saying, quote, "Greta roasted him with elegance." Once again, Greta demonstrated that words, when used wisely, can be more powerful than insults. At the same time,
so Greta, spare us all this entitled whining and complaining. More headlines for the Samud Flotilla this week as Greta Thunberg and her partners in crime, who illegally tried to break a maritime blockade and sail into a war zone, have been detained. And now, after sailing on a party boat where Israeli authorities found condom wrappers and booze, they are decrying their treatment here in Israel. Thunberg claiming the beds are uncomfortable, that there are bed bugs, and she's not being given enough food to satisfy her appetite. All this according to a letter sent by the Swedish embassy to her family after Swedish officials were allowed to meet with her in her detention cell. Really? Well, cry me a river. I have to say the audacity of this privileged girl is unbelievable. She knowingly broke the law for the second time, pulling off nothing more than a publicity stunt. Her aid convoy? Well, it turns out it didn't even have any aid.
I'm inside one of the vessels, one of the largest vessels to come in this Yom Kippur flotilla. And while we're processing this boat, there's one thing missing, guys. All this aid that they were supposed to bring into Gaza, which explains one thing to me, I'm sure it explains to you, that when we and multiple other countries offered them to take this aid and bring it to the Gazans, we could facilitate its safe arrival, They flat out rejected it. And now we know why, because it was never about bringing aid to Gazans, but it was all about the headlines and the social media followings.
And for the Israel haters watching, yes, the flotilla group even confirmed in a statement that there was little to no aid on board. So why the stunt? Because Greta and her friends know full well that Israel will not mistreat them. Israel will simply send them back on their merry way so they can continue to smear Israel and attempt to break the law all over again. Officials were allowed to meet with Greta. What about the hostages? There are currently 20 hostages still alive in Gaza. They are emaciated, starving, being tortured, not by being given an uncomfortable bed, but really, actually brutally beaten and tortured. They have no food, little water, and some have not seen sunlight for nearly 2 years because they are being held in an underground dungeon. So Greta, spare us all this entitled whining and complaining. You are a criminal, you are a liar, and you have no idea what real suffering is.
Do you have a message for Greta Thunberg, and did she come up on your call with the Prime Minister today?
Well, she's a strange person. She's a young, angry person. I don't know if it's real anger. It's hard to believe, actually, but I saw what happened. She's certainly different. Anger management. I think she has to go to an anger management class. That's my primary recommendation for her.
Was she kidnapped by Israel, as she says? Was she kidnapped?
I find it. I think Israel has enough problems without kidnapping Greta Thunberg.